They've seen themselves succeed before, so they believe they can do it again. The best part? You don't need to be the most talented, the smartest, or the most experienced person in the room. You just need to be the person who is willing to take action. Because confidence isn't something you wait for, it's something you create. Every time you do something uncomfortable, every time you push yourself, every time you take a step forward despite fear, you are strengthening your confidence. So if you've been waiting for the perfect moment, stop. If you've been hesitating because you're afraid of judgment, let it go. If you've been looking for someone else to validate your dreams, realize that the only approval you need is your own. Confidence isn't about knowing everything. It's about trusting yourself enough to take the next step, even when you don't have all the answers. And when you start living like that, when you stop waiting and start doing, everything changes. You realize that you don't need permission. You don't need validation. You just need to show up for yourself over and over again until confidence becomes second nature. And once that happens, nothing and no one can stop you. Patience and discipline are game changers. They are the difference between people who succeed and people who quit too soon. The truth is, most people never reach their goals, not because they're not capable, not because they don't have potential, but because they don't have the patience to stick with the process. They expect results overnight. They want success to come fast and easy, and when it doesn't, they give up. But here's what they don't realize. Anything truly worthwhile takes time. Every successful person you admire, every person who has achieved something great, has one thing in common. They stayed disciplined even when things weren't going their way. They didn't quit when it got hard. They didn't walk away just because they weren't seeing instant results. They understood that real progress happens over time, and the only way to get there is through consistency. This is where most people go wrong. They start something with excitement, but as soon as they face obstacles, they doubt themselves. They convince themselves that if success isn't happening immediately, it must not be meant for them. But the truth is, the delay between your effort and your results is normal. It's part of the process. It's supposed to take time. And that's why patience matters. Think about a seed. You plant it in the soil, you water it, you give it sunlight, but for weeks, maybe even months, it looks like nothing is happening. But underneath the surface, growth is taking place. Roots are forming, the foundation is being built. And then one day the plant breaks through the ground. That's exactly how progress works. Just because you can't see the results yet doesn't mean they aren't coming. But most people don't make it that far. They quit before they ever see the breakthrough. This is why discipline is so important. Discipline is what keeps you going when motivation fades, because let's be honest, there are going to be days when you don't feel like showing up. There are going to be days when you doubt yourself, when things feel like they aren't moving fast enough, when you wonder if it's even worth it. But discipline is about making the choice to keep going anyway. It's about showing up even when you don't feel like it. It's about doing the work, not because you feel motivated, but because you made a commitment to yourself. And here's the thing. Most people are searching for motivation, but what they really need is discipline. Motivation is temporary. It comes and goes. But discipline? That's what creates real success. It's waking up early when you'd rather sleep in. It's putting in the work when no one is watching. It's staying focused when distractions try to pull you away. And when you combine discipline with patience, that's when everything starts to fall into place. Because when you trust the process, when you understand that results don't happen overnight, you stop getting frustrated. You stop giving up too soon. You stop letting temporary obstacles make you doubt your long-term vision. Most people overestimate what they can achieve in a week, but underestimate what they can achieve in a year. They get discouraged when they don't see immediate progress, but they fail to see how much they could accomplish if they just stayed consistent over time. The truth is, small disciplined actions repeated over time lead to massive results. So if you're feeling stuck, if you're questioning whether or not you're on the right path, ask yourself, are you giving it enough time? Are you staying disciplined even when it's hard? Are you showing up for yourself every single day, even when it feels like nothing is happening? Because if you are, then keep going. Your breakthrough is coming. The results will come, but only if you stay patient and disciplined enough to see it through. The people who succeed in life aren't always the smartest or the most talented. They're the ones who refuse to give up. They're the ones who showed up consistently, day after day, trusting that their hard work would eventually pay off. And that's exactly what you need to do. Because if you can master patience and discipline, there is nothing that can stop you. Success doesn't require noise. It doesn't require validation. It doesn't require you to announce every move you're making. In fact, the most powerful thing you can do is stay silent and let your results speak for themselves. Too many people waste time talking about what they're going to do instead of actually doing it. They get caught up in proving themselves to others, seeking approval, waiting for applause. But the truth is, real success happens in the quiet moments, when no one is watching, when no one is clapping, when it's just you and the work. The problem with constantly talking about your plans is that it tricks your brain into feeling like you've already accomplished something. Studies have shown that when you announce your goals publicly, you get a hit of dopamine, the same chemical that's released when you actually achieve something. This creates a false sense of progress. You feel good, but you haven't actually done the work yet. That's why so many people talk a big game, but never follow through. They've already satisfied their need for validation before they've even put in the effort. But when you stay silent, when you focus on the work instead of the attention, that's when real progress happens. Because now you're not wasting energy explaining yourself to others. You're not looking for permission. You're not waiting for anyone to validate your path. You're simply doing what needs to be done. And over time, that builds momentum. Think about the most successful people in the world. They don't waste time announcing their every move. They don't feel the need to prove themselves with words. They just show up, put in the work, and let the results speak for themselves. That's the mindset you need to adopt. Because when you're truly focused on your growth, you don't have time to seek approval. You're too busy becoming the person you're meant to be. Another reason staying silent is so powerful is that it protects your energy. Every time you share your goals with the wrong people, you open yourself up to negativity, doubt, and criticism. Not everyone is going to support you. Not everyone is going to understand your vision. And if you're not careful, their opinions can plant seeds of doubt in your mind. That's why it's better to keep your goals to yourself and let your actions do the talking. When you stay quiet, you stay in control. You don't give other people the chance to interfere with your mindset. But this isn't just about staying silent. It's about pouring all of your energy into your own growth instead of being distracted by what others are doing. Too many people get caught up in comparison, constantly watching what others are achieving, measuring their progress against someone else's timeline. But the moment you shift your focus inward, everything changes. Because now you're not trying to keep up with anyone. You're not chasing trends. You're simply becoming the best version of yourself. And here's the beautiful thing. When you stay focused on yourself, when you block out the noise, when you put in the work quietly, everything starts to fall into place. You start attracting the right opportunities. You start seeing real progress. You start feeling more confident, not because someone else told you you're good enough, but because you proved it to yourself. Success is not about being the loudest person in the room. It's about being the most consistent. It's about showing up every day, whether anyone is watching or not. It's about staying committed even when no one is clapping for you. Because when you do that, when you stop talking, stop explaining, and just focus on becoming, It's only a matter of time before the world notices, and by then you won't have to say a word. Your success will speak for itself.